Hey everyone, hope you're all doing well. Hope you're enjoying whatever you're reading and enjoying hopefully enjoying whatever weather you're having at the moment. Book today is called The Story of Us by Catherine Hernandez. Read this for a book club with one of my library locations nearby. I will give you I'll read as you know, what I usually do if you've come back here many times and watched these videos, remember I read the synopsis on the flap. I know it's given by the publisher, and then I give you my review and my thoughts about the book. A stunning new novel from the author of Scarborough, finalist for Canada Reads, and an award-winning film about starting a new life and the unbreakable bond between the women of a family. Mary Grace Concepcion has left her family in Manila to find a better life for them all. After 3 years in Hong Kong, Mary Grace arrives in Toronto in the dead of winter to work as a live-in nanny. As she rises at 5 a.m. each day to care for other people's children, she reminds herself of the reason for the sacrifice. In 2 years, if all goes well, she can bring Ale, her husband, to Canada to join her. But this vast new city, so different from the heat and bustle of their San Marcelino neighborhood back home, is as cold and bewildering as the false smiles and growing demands of her employers, who soon drop her without a second thought. Mary Grace must find new work to keep her visa and her dream of reunification with her family alive. Although after so much time away, she wonders if her family is falling apart. It isn't until Mary Grace begins caring for Liz, an Alzheimer's patient, in a quiet bungalow beside the Rouge River in Scarborough, that she begins to build a surprising new community for herself. The floodgates of memory are opened for Mary Grace and for Liz, about the women who have given them strength and love in the past, who hold them the promise of what the future could be. Beautifully narrated through the all-seeing eye of the newest member of Mary Grace's family. The Story of Us is a novel about the strength and connections of women, about blood and chosen family, and how belonging can be found where we least expect it. I gave this book a 4. I did not expect to actually really enjoy this book. I did. The synopsis talks about it comes from a very different point of view. I will let you, if you're interested, to find out what that point of view is, and that you can discover that for yourself. I really quite enjoyed it. It was a really fascinating book, and I did find some of the I found, like most people do these days, I did found the chapters some of them a bit long, but it actually ran pretty quick because the paragraphs came by the stoppages within the chapter. Like a chapter might be 40 pages, but there's plenty of like unintended breaks that you can get to really quickly. Like they're usually about 4 or 5 pages before you hit a break, sometimes a bit longer, but usually within 10 pages. So what would be a standard chapter? Very, very, very interesting. Like I said earlier, very interesting point of view. I really liked that. That was a really unique feature of the story. And that's partly why I gave it a 4. I also gave it a 4 because it read very quickly. I thought it was going to be something quite different than it actually was going to be, and but in any case, I really quite liked it. I really recommend it, and I believe she is a queer woman of Filipino, Spanish, Chinese, and Indian descent, so she looks quite different. She almost looks indigenous, actually, in this photo. Who married into the Navajo Nation. I don't know where she lives. She probably lives in I believe she is from the Toronto area. I have to check up on that. I don't know where she was born. I'm assuming she was Canadian. I'm just checking that out. She is a Canadian writer. And if you see her photos online, she doesn't look as Indigenous. Doesn't say where she is from originally. I'm assuming she was probably born in Toronto, in the Toronto area. This is her, I believe this is her third novel. Her most recent novel is called Behind You, which it still takes place in Scarborough. So my guess is that she probably lived and grew up in Scarborough. She's her first book. She's done a number of kids books. She did a couple of, her first adult novel was Scarborough. Not sure what that is about. Then it was a book called Crosshairs. And then she wrote this one, Story of Us, and then her most recent book is called Behind You. She's also done stuff for, like, she adapted her first book into a novel, into a movie, into a screenplay. I don't know where to get that. But it's clear that I don't know when she was born. It probably I'm trying to figure out where she was from. Oh, she grew up in Scarborough, so that makes sense. That she says, my guess, most of her books in Scarborough. Like this book is the book, The Story of Us, is also set in Scarborough. So you had to actually, it's kind of difficult, isn't it? Anyways, that was The Story of Us. I really like this book. Really well done. I might go and see if I can find her other two books that she wrote before this. Go back. And she might be writing a new one, because this was done in 2023. And she's done 3 children's books and 4 adult novels, including this one. So that was The Story of Us by Catherine Hernandez. If you're looking for something for LGBT, for June, for an LGBTQ book club, or something for your June book club, if you're looking for LGBTQ books, this is definitely one you can look up, because it has a trans character. It's a prominent character, and she is queer. The author is queer herself. Anyways, yeah. And if you like what you see in here, please be sure to drop by my page, like my YouTube page, and subscribe. And you can get all the latest videos when I post them. And then also, if you're feeling inclined to do so, please drop me. You can hit my bookshop.org link and get a book through there. I think even this book, pretty sure, and any other book for that matter. And I will receive a percentage of those. And also, you can help support a local bookstore in your area. Now, I should know, it only, I don't know why they still haven't done this, but it seems really stupid. Why you can't support Canadian independence through this site as well, because I think that would be awesome if they would do that. My guess is shipping rates from the US are high, so that's why they don't do it. So if you live near the US border or you know someone who does, you can send it to something like one of those little postal outlets that you allow Canadians to have a US address. If you live in the UK, you can also use bookshop.org, and I think if you live in if you have a US or UK address, you can get it shipped to you. So that was The Story of Us by Catherine Hernandez. I look forward to seeing you fairly soon, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Bye for now. Sorry if I went a little